Hello and good morning. I hope all the students of class 7 are fine and doing well. Today we are going to start a new chapter from the chemistry part, that is acid and bases. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in this chapter. So acid, property of acid, bases, property of bases, reaction with acid, indicators, salt, naming of acid, properties of salts. So if you look in a home, we'll find lots of substances. Okay, some are edible and some are non-edible. Now, what does the word edible means? So, edible means those substances which are safe for us to eat are termed as edible substances, and those substances which are not safe for us to eat are called as non-edible substances. So, few examples of edible substances are vinegar. So, in Hindi, we call vinegar is called as sirica. This is actually used as a preservative in pickles. Curd, dahi, apple, sugar solution, salt, oranges, etc. So, these are all examples of edible substances. Some of the examples of the non-edible substances are stain cleaner. I think have you seen the ad of this Vanish? Which is used to remove some stubborn stains in the cloth. Then soft solution, washing soda. It is also a very important compound. It is used for making a hard water soft. Then it is also used in manufacturing of various compounds such as glass, then detergent, etc. So all these substances we can classify them as acid, base, or salts. So now let us discuss what does acid means. So the word acid is actually derived from Latin word acidus. Now this Latin language is actually a dead language because it is no longer spoken. So many of the scientific names, in biology and chemistry, you will find those are derived from this Latin word. This language is actually spoken in some area around Rome. So in Latin, so the word acid means acidus, and what does acidus means? Sour taste, means khatta. So the substance like curd, grapes, lemon juice, tamarind means imli, tomatoes, unripe mangoes, etc. They the taste is sour. That means their taste is khatta. So these substances actually contains acid in them, right? So substances that sour and contain acid are called as acidic substances. So all these substances are acidic substances. Now you can go through this table, the name of the acid which are present in them. So the acid present in curd is lactic acid. The acid present in orange, lemon and mangoes is called citric acid. The acid present in tamarind and grapes is called as tartaric acid. The acid present in apple is malic acid. The acid present in vinegar is acetic acid. The acid present in tomato is oxalic acid. Now, you can also go through this table. This table will give you the formula of the acids. It is also important. You have to learn all these formulas. What is the formula for sulfuric acid? H2SO4. Nitric acid? HNO3. Hydrochloric acid? HCl. Phosphoric acid? H3PO4. Carbonic acid? H2CO3. Acetic acid? CH3COH. So please memorize all these formulas. It will be very much helpful for you in higher classes also. Now, How are acid classified? So we can classify acid as organic acid or mineral acid. So what are organic acid? Those acids which are actually derived from plants or animals are called as organic acid. Let's say lactic acid. It is derived from curd. And this curd is derived from animal, right? Citric acid, it is derived from plant, right? So citric acid, lactic acid, all these acids are examples of organic acid. Now, what are mineral acid? So mineral acids are actually derived from minerals which are present in the earth crust. Say sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is derived from the mineral sulfur, and this sulfur is found in the earth crust. Then hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is also derived from the common salt, right? Sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, right? So sodium chloride. So hydrochloric acid is also an example of mineral acid. Now let's move to the next topic. Okay. So on the basis of concentration, acid can be of two types. Now what is this word concentration means? Actually, this concentration will get this in class 9. So in the simple language, let's see what concentration means. Take two glasses and fill them with water. In one glass of water, put 1 tablespoon of salt, and in glass B, put 2 tablespoons of salt, right? So a solution has two parts. A solution has two parts, that is solute and solvent. In this case, the solute is salt and the solvent is obviously water, right? So what is concentration? Concentration is actually ratio of amount of solute divided by amount of solution or amount of solvent. So in this case, so in the first case, what will be the concentration? So what is the weight of 1 tablespoon salt? Roughly 17-18 grams. Say let's take roughly 20 gram. And what will be the weight of 1 glass of water? Say roughly we take 250 gram. And in the second case, what will be the concentration? 2 tablespoons means 40 gram by 250 gram. So obviously in this case, the concentration will be higher, right? So is that clear? Now in place of salt, if we add color, right? If we add color in the first glass, if we add 1 tablespoon of color in the second glass, if we add 2 tablespoons of color, so in which case you'll find the color appearing darker, obviously in the second glass. So we can say that the concentration of the glass B is higher as compared to glass A. So on the basis of strength, on the basis of concentration, we can classify the acid as they can be strong acid or weak acid. Now, what happens if we dissolve this acid in water? Now, on dissolving acid in water, acid produces H plus ion. All acid produce H plus ion when we dissolve in water. Is it clear? Now, those acid which are strong, they will produce large amount of H plus ion. Large amount of H plus ion, and the weak acid will produce lesser amount of H plus ion. Lesser amount of H plus ion. Like, why is Agra famous for Taj Mahal? Why is Delhi famous for Red Fort, India Gate? In the same way, acid is known for H plus ion. And if it is strong, and if it is a strong acid, it will produce larger amount of H plus ion. And if it is a weak acid, it will produce a lesser or smaller amount of H plus ion. Now, all the mineral acid that we have discussed earlier, all the mineral acid are strong acid except carbonic acid. Is that clear? So, except carbonic acid is a mineral acid. So, except carbonic acid, all the mineral acids are strong. And all the organic acids which we have discussed here, all the organic acid are weak acid. So now we can give the example of strong acid and weak acid. Is that clear? Now, on the basis of concentration of acid, we can classify acid as concentrated acid or dilute acid. Now, what are called concentrated acid? We can also classify acid as concentrated acid or dilute acid. Now, what are concentrated acid? Those acid which contains a very less amount of water. Less amount of water. They are termed as concentrated acid. And those acid which contain large amount of water are called as dilute acid. They contain large amount of water. So if we go in a chemistry lab, we can see on the bottle, you'll find concentrated acid or you'll find dilute acid level on the bottle. So we should be very much careful when we are dealing with concentrated acid, because they can produce severe burns, right? Now we are going to discuss what are the properties of acid, right? So the first property which we have, I think, discussed earlier, that acid have sour taste. Okay, that means acid, the taste is sour, khatta. Number B, all acid conduct electricity. Now, let's take this is an LED bulb, this is a battery, and okay. Now, if we pour acid in this container, right, we will see that the bulb will start glowing. This clearly indicates that acid conduct electricity. You can perform this experiment if with the help of any acid. Okay, So acid conduct electricity because I have already told that acid plus produce H plus ions, and these ions are responsible for transmitting the current. Okay, now I think the second property is clear. They conduct electricity. Now I will ask you a question. If we take distilled water in place of acid, what do you think that will distilled water conduct electricity? Will this bulb glow? Okay, this is a question for you. Find the answer. Number C. All acids are corrosive in nature and can destroy paper and cloth. Actually, if acid falls on by accidentally if acid falls on a cloth, or if acid falls on our on any paper, they can damage that can damage your cloth, paper, or even damage your skin. Okay, so they can even damage all the metals. They can even damage metals also. So this is the reason acid are corrosive. Okay, when acid falls on some substance, they produce some kind of chemical reaction and they corrode the surface. So that is the reason why we call acid as corrosive. They can damage any surface like paper, metal, or cloth. So this is the reason acid are called as corrosive in nature. Number D. Most of the acid are soluble in water. So acid are very easily soluble. They can dissolve in water. So they are soluble in water. Number E. So except carbonic acid, all mineral acid causes burn on the skin. I have already told you that carbonic acid is a weak acid. Okay. So they don't cause severe burn. Is that clear? Because carbonic acid is a weak acid. So these are the properties of acid.